Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. For those that don't know, I had VSG gastrectomy surgery on August 21st, 2017, and I have lost 106 pounds. I'm in the maintaining stage now. So today's video is a little different. You're always going to see all the good things about having weight loss surgery, all the pros. You may see some videos that have the cons, but it's not very much. I know I have already put out all good videos, you know, to let you know this is why you need to do it. But today's video is going to be 10 drawbacks of having weight loss surgery. In no particular order, here they go. Number one drawback of weight loss surgery is no carbonated drinks after surgery. That was a big thing for me. I was addicted to Dr. Pepper. Like, on the daily basis, I had to go to Sonic to get a large or a Route 44 Dr. Pepper every day. And sometimes I would have Dr. Pepper multiple times in a day. I was addicted. I didn't drink beer. I like mixed drinks. And I didn't really mix stuff with carbonated drinks, so that part didn't bother me. But having to give up Dr. Pepper, it was a big thing that I struggled with in my mind. I had to like really get it together in my mind and come to terms with, if you go through with this, you have to give up carbonation. I managed to do it almost 3 years later, and I've not had a Dr. Pepper or anything carbonated ever since then. I have taken a couple of sips, and in those couple of sips I immediately seen that I'm perfectly fine not ever taking another sip, because for me the carbonation, it just burns my throat going down, and it sits super heavy on my chest, and I immediately start burping the carbonation. A lot of people that have decided against the surgery because they didn't want to give up the carbonation, they didn't want to give up the beer, whatever. I mean, that's their decision. I didn't feel like my addiction to carbonation was that strong that I wanted to remain unhealthy and at an unhealthy weight, so I was willing to give carbonation up, and I really like my life better without it. That is one thing I do not crave, is a Dr. Pepper at all. So no carbonated drinks, one drawback. Second drawback, taking vitamins forever. Now, I know this should not be a drawback because we should all be taking vitamins, but if you're anything like me, I hate taking medicine. I forget taking anything on a daily basis. Like, I had to put my vitamins out in my bathroom where I can see them right next to my toothpaste and toothbrush, just so I will remember to take them, because if they was put up in a cabinet, your girl won't remember at all. Like, I feel like I have a lot of other things I need to do, and that one thing just as easily slips my mind. But you do have to take vitamins forever, because now that your stomach is a lot smaller, you don't get all the nutrients that you need from your food, so you need to supplement that with vitamins, which we need to be taking vitamins anyways. But you know, now you have to if you get the surgery. So that's drawback number two. The third drawback is hair loss, and it is it's usually pretty common. I experienced hair loss. I don't even remember. I'd have to go back in my pictures and look. I want to say maybe 4 months in, I think I might have started losing hair. I believe you start losing hair because of the lower amount of protein you're getting in, and because of how fast you may be losing your weight. So I lost a lot of hair. Thankfully, I have a lot of hair. I have thick hair, so I didn't look too bald. But for me, and knowing what my hair usually looks like, I was freaking out at one point, because I would take a shower, and I had long hair then. I would take a shower and get out, and the drain, it would just be a huge clump of hair. And then brushing it out, I'd pull out even more hair. Blow drying it, it would pull more hair out. Like, I literally thought at one point, this is it, I'm fixing to go bald. But thank God I didn't. I was just pretty thinned out up here in the front and across the top of my head. I ended up doing what a lot of people do. I cut my hair short just to make it look a little bit better because it was super thin, and upped my vitamins, tried to up as much protein as I can to keep that at bay. And thankfully, I'm pretty sure I'm back to my normal amount of hair. I do still have a ton of new growth whenever my hair's down. You can see all the little baby hairs. So it comes back. So just get ready. Not everybody experiences hair loss. Some people do, some people don't. I don't really know why it picks and chooses different people, but it does. So just be prepared that it is a possibility that you could go through some hair loss. Number 4, sagging skin, which could lead to the need for another surgery. More than likely, you will have loose skin. That also is inevitable most of the time, unless you just really didn't have that much to lose, or your skin is just amazing and it bounced right back. Good job. Let me know what you did. But yeah, you will most likely have loose skin, and that's something that you need to come to terms with, that you would be okay with, unless you go into it knowing whenever I get done losing my weight, whatever loose skin I have, I'm gonna go have it surgically removed, and you have the funds to do that. If you do, that's great. Sure, I would love to have that done myself, but at the moment we don't have the extra funds to do that, and it's not really that bad that it's causing me like mental distress or emotional distress. So I'm not really too worried about that. But that should be another thing that you really think about, that you could possibly have loose skin, saggy skin. So that's why a lot of people choose not to, because they end up thinking that they look worse with the sagging skin than they did when they was overweight. But for me, I would rather the loose skin than to be overweight and unhappy and never feel comfortable in my own skin. So number 5, you can't eat very much. They don't cut out your brain, so you still have a fat brain is what I call it. And yes, I know you can't eat very much. That is the whole purpose of the surgery. I get that. I know I probably sound dumb right now, but I say that because they don't cut your brain out. You still have fat brain. You still order a hamburger and you know you might can only eat a quarter of it, or now at this point I can just about eat half of a hamburger, but my brain wants to eat the whole thing and the fries, you know. So there are some days and some meals that are just my favorite meals that I have such a hard time fighting my brain, because my brain is like, you want to eat it, it's so good, you know it's good, burgers are your favorite, you know. And I'm like, but I'm full, I can't do this. And sometimes it really sucks, because it's like, oh, I wish I could eat that burger. But all them burgers and all the other crap is what got me in the situation to begin with. So I mean, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing, you know, because they don't cut your brain out. You still got fat brain. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. You know, I still fix my plate sometimes for supper, and I'll put what I think I'm able to eat, but then sometimes I can't eat it all. And I'm like, dang, well, my eyes was bigger than my stomach, you know, because I thought I could eat all of that, but I'm still mentally trying to fix my plate as somebody that was 230 something pounds versus what I am now with the size of stomach that I have now. There's that. You just have to come to terms with your cravings are still going to be there, and you're still going to have to tell yourself no. You have to have self-control, and if you can't do that, then that may be a reason why you don't need to have the surgery. Another drawback is dumping syndrome. This is where you eat something that is super high in sugar and calories and is super fatty, and you eat it, and shortly after, usually 20 to 30 minutes after eating it, it causes you a lot of discomfort, a lot of nausea. Sometimes that is when you will throw up or have diarrhea. I guess you can say I have experienced a little bit of dumping syndrome. It usually will happen if I eat one bite too many, but that has only happened a handful of times. I can maybe count 4 times over the past 3 years that I have thrown up, and most of the time, out of those times, it was because I put one bite too many in and I tried to swallow it and there was no room. So I don't know if that's really considered dumping syndrome, because that may not have been high fatty, sugar, caloric dense food. It's just because I didn't use my self-control and stop when I was supposed to stop. But dumping syndrome happens to some people. It doesn't happen to others. So that's also a drawback. Another one is the inability to eat certain foods. So after your surgery, some things that you ate before that you loved may not necessarily agree with your new stomach, and you have to be okay with that you may have to give up certain foods that you just really love. Me, for one, I love steak. My husband can cook a mean steak. It is so good, but now I cannot really eat it. I still try to eat a couple of bites, and they're like teeny tiny bites, but it's just something, I guess, about the meat. My stomach can't digest it very well, so it ends up making me feel super bloated and nauseous, and most of the time the fat that I experience after eating it is just not worth it. So usually if we have steak, I will make some bacon wrapped jalapenos with cream cheese in it, and most of the time that will be my dinner instead of the steak, or we will have shrimp with it and I will eat the shrimp. So far, really, that's the only thing that I don't eat very much anymore. Let's see, rice, like bread, doesn't sit well with me anymore. Rice, which those are things we're not supposed to be eating. I do eat it a little bit in, very tiny portions if I have room, and some of the times whenever I eat it, it hurts my stomach, so it's not worth it. Another drawback is possibility of weight gain. It is possible. If you go trying to eat the same stuff you used to eat, and you eat a bunch of slider foods, and that's what you just start doing, you stop caring about what you put into your body, the weight can come back. It can come back in how much ever it wants to, just 10 pounds, and if you get a hold of it, you can get it right back off, or you can gain all of the weight back, or you could gain all of the weight plus some. So stay in with a good mindset of what you're trying to accomplish is key, and just know that that it is possible. If you don't do your job with your sleeve, then it is possible to gain weight back. Okay, and number 9 is that it's irreversible. You can't take it back. Once you do it, it's done. They surgically cut out like 90% of your stomach. So once they start snipping away at it, that's it. Like, your in it for the long haul. So it's definitely not like other weight loss procedures like the lap band, where they just clamp off a section of the stomach and then you can go get it taken out if you don't want it no more. It's not like that at all. It is completely permanent. So definitely consider that you cannot come back from it. The last drawback is how expensive the surgery is, especially in the United States, and the fact that many insurance companies won't cover weight loss surgeries. So if you're not willing to look out of country for the surgery, then get ready to spend a lot of money unless your insurance company covers that. It is very expensive. From what I have seen, at least $20,000. That's why a lot of people have turned to the medical tourism, going to Mexico, different places for this stuff. If you do your research on the doctor that you're considering, it is not a bad option. Like I said, I have done it. I went to Mexico with Dr. Alvarez, and I'm here. 3 years later, I am still here, no problems. He is an excellent doctor. I highly recommend him to everybody that is wanting to get the surgery done. He does it for a fraction of the price of it in the United States. But you can look him up. You can see all his reviews, all his credentials. He has practiced in the United States. He goes around the world practicing. But just know that if you are a stickler for sticking in the United States, get ready to spend a lot of money or try to have insurance that will cover it, because it is not cheap in the United States. So that is it, y'all. That is my 10 drawbacks of weight loss surgery. Take it how you will. Definitely not putting this video out there to discourage anybody from getting it, because I highly recommend getting it if you are thinking about it. I just wanted to put it out there because everybody covers the good. So I just wanted to cover a little bit of the bad. I mean, because it's not really bad, but it is drawbacks, and it is some things that people take and decide against doing the surgery because of some of the stuff that you have to give up and all of that. So I just wanted to cover all of that stuff for you so you have something more to think about. And so that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment, share the video. So that's all I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you are not already, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.
Oh my child, I know you're hurt and you can't let go. It's not your fault and you don't deserve all the bad and the hurt.